Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Mr. Cobalt, and in this video, we're going to be talking about units. So let's get into this. When we're talking about in my previous video about units, there are the SI units. And so there are 7 categories of SI units, but there are some things that need to be measured very often in science that is not part of the list. For example, volume. You'll find on the list of SI units or the category of SI units, you'll find length, you'll find mass, but you won't find volume. And so rather than come up with a definition of volume and add that to the list, one way is to derive that unit from other units that are on the list, right? So, for example, volume is often measured in science, and so we want a unit that is convenient to use when we're measuring volume. So you can derive those units in 2 different ways. You can either derive the unit from the base units that are already on the list, or you can derive them from metric units. So let's talk about both kinds of derivation. So the first one, deriving from base units, that way you just take the base unit and you use the base unit to get your new unit that's derived from that base unit. So for example, volume, as I mentioned before, volume is the used when we're using the base unit of meter, so meters cubed. So I take the base unit of meter, and meter is a unit of length. That is the SI unit, the base unit for length. And so if I take the length, I can measure the volume of something by measuring its height, width, and its depth, and multiply those together, and I get meters cubed. And so I can use that as the unit, the derived unit for volume. Now, if you want to know what a measurement of a meter is, if you've got long arms, and what you could do is hold your arms out this way, and basically the length of a meter would be from your nose to the tip of your finger if you've got long arms. So that's a pretty large volume, and that would be kind of inconvenient to use in a lot of ways. Like, if you're going to the store and buying some milk, you don't want to have a measurement of a fraction of a meter cubed to buy your milk. So, for example, we come up with a liter, which is a more convenient unit to use. So we tend to use liters. And so a liter is defined as 1/1000th of a meter cubed, or another way to put it is 1 meter cubed is equal to 1,000 liters. So liter is a more convenient way of a convenient unit to use. So this is an example of derived units that are derived from base units. So these are SI units. So liter is an SI unit, but it is derived from base units that are other SI units. So what about the second way of deriving units? That from the metric units. So in this second way of deriving your SI units or other units from your metric units, is to use prefixes. So basically, here the SI units are going to be derived from the base unit by multiplying or dividing by a factor of 10. And so we use prefixes to indicate by which factor you have either divided or multiplied. So in this case, for example, if you have a meter, right? So meter is the base unit, and we can either multiply or divide that unit by a factor of 10 to get the other unit that's derived from the base unit. So in this case, for example, kilometer, it refers to the fact that you are multiplying your base unit by 1,000, and that's what kilo means. So kilo is referring to the factor of 1,000. So anytime you see a unit with kilo in front of it, you know that that unit has been multiplied by a factor of 10 to the third. So it's been multiplied by 10 3 times, or 1,000. So 1 kilometer, km. K is the abbreviation for kilo. M is the abbreviation for meter. So if you have 1 kilometer, that's going to be equal to 1,000 meters. Okay, if you go the other way, if you divide by a factor of 10, you get another unit, right? So for example, 1 micrometer, micro is another prefix, so that is referring to the factor of 10 to the negative 6. So basically, we have divided by 10 6 times, right? So in order to get a micrometer, you have to divide your base unit by 10 6 times to get that way. So here, the way it's described is 1 micrometer, and here we have the Greek prefix mu for micro. That's the abbreviation for the prefix micro, and then again we have the abbreviation m for meter. And so 1 micrometer is going to be equal to 10 to the negative 6 meters. And so this is what we call, these are derived units from the metric units. There's these two ways of deriving your units. And so I hope this is helpful. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Also, subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified by other videos I put out. And also make sure that you put a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Ask me questions. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.